mouth.
I don't feel like we have to recap because everyone freshly remembers exactly what happened, so we can just completely move on from there. What are you guys doing?
Waiting for the train to arrive at the station.
Nope. No, you're not. You're not at the station. You're your train had been sundered in the middle of the railway, about a day's ride, I should say, from Elloria, your destination with this haul. But it seems as if your old friend Silas Creed had other plans when he and a gang hit the train. Eventually making some sort of weird escape on the head of the train, leaving you stranded in the middle of nowhere. You then tried to bunker down, met the grungs that live in this forest area, and agreed to help them hunt a gub-gub, which you did, taking down that giant insectoid creature. Along the way, in that time, meeting a little sprightly individual who seemingly was a part of Silas's gang. Semi-befriended? I don't know. Certainly not outright murdered or anything like that. Still hanging around in the sheriff's pocket. And they are kind of going around with you currently, as they have, to their knowledge, no way of getting home. But as you resolved the grung situation, found your way back to the train, eventually you did see it coming over the horizon. As I described then, these big clamp-like structures on the end of what's coming toward, as if it's going to like latch itself to the sundered train, pull it back to Elloria. And that little friend did in fact try to get your attentions. And while it took a little longer than may have liked, you finally realized that they had on a piece of parchment drawn in the gub juice the symbol that you've seen minted on those special coins you have, and they have been non-verbally signing like at that and at themselves. And that's kind of where we stopped last time.
At that and at themselves, you said?
Yes, yeah, like at that image that they've drawn and at themselves.
Sheriff, you mentioned that you had some way of communicating with this creature last night. Was that correct?
Yeah, I still have that note here on the chat to bring him into the mind link.
Well, there you go.
This is probably the best time to do that. Also, I'm going to continue examining this vorpal sword that I have.
Yeah, huh?
It's been a while. I was hoping maybe you'd just buy it.
Okay. Yeah. Sorry, wrong person. To I was like,
look at these new buttons on my character sheet and then figure out which one I'm hitting for this.
There's new buttons?
There's a button for a short rest and a long rest now.
What the fuck?
That's cool. Is that something that... No, you don't mess with anything like that on here, right, Matt?
Well, I did create buttons for short rest and long rest, but not on the character sheets.
Yeah, no, it's right under your characteristics.
Yeah, I see it now. That's dope as F.
That sounds very dope.
Oh.
Did we earn one?
It's going to be 4 hours for this next mind link. I'm not sure if I've actually used any of these psychic charges, but I'm going to act like I've used some of these charges today.
You might have mind linked before the gub fight.
Right, but I got to bring somebody else into it, which means I'm going to have to take somebody else out.
Uh-oh.
Let's see. Who here is willing to not be in on the mind link for the next foreseeable mind link?
Tower will stay out of it.
Oh, right. Tower has another means by which to get in on conversation, right?
I don't think mentally, no. But if from a distance, yes. So that's...
Somebody else had psychic shenanigans that allowed for this. At any rate.
I don't think so.
Yeah, it's not coming to mind.
Okay, so I'm going to bring the Fae into the mind link along with everybody who is not Tower.
Okay.
I may be quiet for a few minutes.
That's fine too.
Check test 1 2. Terribly sorry. What exactly are you trying to tell us right now?
Oh, I want to tell you that this here, this is what I'm looking for. If I find a little coin with this on it, then I can get home. I don't like it here.
Why's that?
They kind of just not. They don't even say anything in the mind link. They just kind of put their hands in the air, waving like towards themselves, covered in the gub juice and like just basically give the vibe of all of this.
Fair and understandable.
How do we know you won't go blabbing to Silas?
I just want to go home.
All right.
What am I gonna blab?
Where would find these coins?
I don't know. That's what I was looking for when I was on the train in case someone got left behind. You beat us up pretty good, so figured maybe somebody dropped one.
Everyone wasn't given one to get themselves back from your group?
I mean, usually, but clearly I lost mine.
Tell me, son, are you an individual of your word?
Yes.
Shral gives the sheriff like a look like, what the hell are you
Insight
doing?
check. Do I believe this guy that he's a guy of his word?
Make an insight check.
Nice.
I mean, you get the sense he may not have even understood what he was just asked exactly.
Are you honest with us? When we ask you questions, are you honest?
Yeah.
Do I believe him?
Look, if you were to make a promise, you would stick to it.
Depends on the promise.
It's like, if we had a means by which to send you back, would you promise that you would not sell us out? You wouldn't tell anybody anything about us?
Well, yeah. I don't really know what I would say. I mean, hey, I hung out with some people and they killed a big bug. I don't know.
Well, isn't Silas always looking for us? Or does he always know where we are?
Well, I mean, you're here and he knows he left you here, so he knows you're here.
Right, but how does he always find us?
I don't know. But I'm not really privy to things like that.
All right. Mentally to the rest of the group. I think he's relatively harmless. I don't think it would hurt none if we just sent him back.
Mentally, so we can control who we say things to?
I believe you can.
Oh, okay. So excluding the little guy.
Did we learn his name?
I don't
think he's been willing to give it to us. Probably for Fae-related reasons.
We'd have to go roll tape, but I don't think it was ever truly asked.
Well, excluding him, I say, even if we could trust him, I don't think we should waste a coin on it.
I agree. He's not done anything to really earn our trust. He's come through and tried to rob people multiple times. I say we just leave him here. Or take him to the city and leave him there so that he's not in the middle of nowhere.
I don't mind him traveling with us so we can keep an eye on him until we could deposit him somewhere.
Is this thing still on? It's awfully quiet.
We never asked you. What's your name?
You didn't?
Well, I know I probably did, but you were also probably being pretty rude to me at the time, which, you know, I'll try to look past that if you'll tell me what your name is.
Sure. I can do that. Why is that guy laughing? My name's Catherine.
Say that again?
Catherine. Casran.
Okay.
So, this other world, I guess you're from, it's very different.
I haven't been here that long, so I don't really know. But it seems pretty different so far.
What do you do in, like, a normal life back there? Do you have a family that you stay with? Do you... what's life like?
I don't know. Normal stuff. Eat,
Robbing
sleep,
trains.
listen to music, have tea with rabbits and stuff. I don't know.
You have tea with rabbits?
I mean, don't you?
Never.
Oh.
If I brought you a rabbit here, would you have tea with me?
I mean, maybe.
How'd you meet Silas?
I don't know. Kind of just ran into him, and he was looking for folk that were kind of tired of the status quo, and you know.
And what did he say you'd be doing?
Didn't I already go over this? For this job, I was just supposed to pick some.
No, in
locks if we
general,
came
or
into
did he
trouble.
hire you just for the one job?
This is the first time I've been able to be on a mission proper, but you know, we're supposed to usher in the new world order and stuff like that. I don't.
So nonchalantly saying New World Order.
I just had a minor brainwave here. We don't have to burn a coin on this. if we can get somewhere that has access to a 4th level spell scroll, we could cast banishment.
That's a good point.
Would that also alleviate the problem of him being teleported directly back to Silas's house?
It avoids opening a flagrant gate into another world.
Right, but I'm saying with banishment, does it send them back to the last place that they were on their home plane? Or
Spell doesn't say.
It does not state that. It only states that they get yeeted back to their native plane.
Mm-hmm.
The details
And I don't-
Got it.
lacking.
I don't think any of us are skilled enough to know that, right?
Yeah, that too. It just happens to be on my spell list, so
Oh,
Then you could
definitely
use
not
scroll.
paladin enough to cast it naturally.
I think I'd be okay with that.
I'm better with that.
I'm back, but not in the conversation.
I mean, really, we
Yes.
could just be having this conversation in common out loud, right? Does he understand common?
I wouldn't risk that. He might, and he's lying about it.
He seems to understand common well enough.
Mm.
Ah, fair enough.
Hello?
So tell you what. I was like, we're going to try and get ourselves back to civilization, and once we do that, we're going to try and find somebody who can assist us with casting a banishment spell, which should be able to get you back home. At least
Okay.
on the grand scale of home. Is that all right?
I mean, if that's the best,
I mean, seeing as you've looked the
banishment
train,
sounds bad, but
you've looked around for these coins, right? And you don't know where they are. So how would we get one?
I figured you might have them.
Why would you figure that?
Well, Silas thought you did. Haven't you? He was awfully upset. Haven't you gone through one of those things before?
We've seen him use them.
He was pretty certain you've been there.
One of us have gone before, but that was the only coin that we had.
Well,
Well, do we have a deal with the banishments now?
what's the
You
deal?
don't have much choice.
Yeah.
If that gets me sort of home. I'll probably have to reschedule tea with Mr. Tuppence, but that's fine.
If Mr. Tuppence is a real friend, he'll understand.
Oh, he's not a friend.
But you have tea
Fuck
with him.
him.
He's a rabbit. Yeah, I guess so. I guess that's fine. I just feel bad because you're asking me all these. You're helping me so much. You're asking me all these questions, and I don't really know the answers. And to tell you the truth, all the answers are in that cabin. But yeah, it's fine. Banish
What do
me.
you?
I am a brave
Might be fun.
individual, but that cabin, oh, it scares me.
Oh,
Really?
that cabin. I thought you meant a train cabin.
Oh,
No, I mean that's like where Silas keeps all his stuff. So,
what's he keep there?
Of things,
you know, papers,
Thingy stuff.
maps, doodads.
gizmos and baubles, thingamabobs.
Oh my god. Sorry. I have to take care of a 8-legged creature.
Oh,
That is a freaky looking cat. That's probably worse. Like a centipede cat. Cool.
Do you actually not know, Catherine? Because I feel like we're trying to help you, and bit of information you do know helpful. What kinds of things? Like, we're just trying to get any kind of information that we can.
One moment, please. Oh, sorry. One moment, please.
Yeah, yes, we heard you the first time.
Was it
holding?
not? But it was through a voice changer, right?
No.
No,
No.
My voice changer not working?
maybe not. We
Yeah,
haven't
we're
been
not.
hearing. We haven't been hearing a voice changer for the little guy at all.
Oh, that's sad. Good thing I was still doing a little bit of voice.
Yeah, yeah.
That is so sad. Wonder why it's not working.
We just weren't expecting to hear it, and so we didn't commentate on it.
Holy shit. Okay. Sorry, it's a really big cat.
Understood.
That's a bummer that that's not working, but it's not worth messing with right now. I'll tell you that much.
All right, I'm back.
All right. You sure? Because we're helping you, and that'd be mighty helpful. Is that like what you just said?
Pretty much, yeah.
Well,
Oh, I know why. No, I don't know why. Fuck it.
yeah, no, I mean, I don't get to look at it all. I just know there's maps and there's papers and stuff like that, and Mama, and
What's Mama like?
Sometimes there's food. Well, I don't know. I don't really interact all that much.
But have you been in the room with her?
No.
Do I believe him?
Do you?
Can I make an insight check?
No. I mean, he seems, based on your other insight check, he doesn't seem to be outright lying or anything like that you can tell.
Have you ever seen what the maps are? Like what location they're of?
Not where I'm from. That's for sure.
So that's a different area than where you're from?
No. Where the
Oh, the
cabin
maps.
is where I'm
Okay.
from. But the maps, the maps aren't from where I am.
Have we ever asked if there is like a proper name for the world that they hail from?
I don't think so.
Not
What
that I
exactly
remember.
is that place called anyway? Like your world in general.
Oh, I don't know. People name worlds around here?
Some places got names for places.
That's weird.
Well, what's the name of just the place that the cabin's at?
Oh, where the cabin is?
Well, sure. I mean, just looking for some kind of name, I guess.
Also useful.
Why didn't you say that to begin with?
Well, it's a different question, but I'm just trying to...
That is actually the, what is it called? Oh, I think that's, based on where it's located, I think that's in the Gretfell bog, but like, I'd be surprised if you ever heard that before.
Can we do a history to know if we
Sure.
heard of it? Sorry, I'm typing that in.
Oh shit, history is actually my good one.
I'll just take the first history from Shraw, unless you
I
have
don't
it
know
for
why.
some reason.
No, it just must have gone twice.
Racking your brain, even with the headband on, you have never heard of a place called the Gretfell Bog.
Oh.
Sorry, I'm typing. We got anything else to ask him?
Not that I can think of at the moment. We got 4 hours or 3.5 more hours to ask if we think of something though.
Mhm.
Is
Just
the
to-
rescue
just to
train
be
on? Oh, go ahead.
Clear. I'm not from the Gretfell bog though.
Where are you from?
The Langbo Forest.
Rainbow?
Lang. Langbo. Langbo.
But that's in the same world as the Gretfell Bog,
Oh yeah.
right?
Mhm.
How far is it?
700 bunny hops.
Have you guys found any information yet?
Lots. Do you have anything you want to ask him?
Oh, wow. All that information is very, very interesting. You mentioned at some point he said something about the New World Order. Did this young Catherine, I believe is the name we got for this individual, does Catherine know exactly what the problem with the current world order is that Silas is trying to upend and why? And if that world order is in their world or where we are from, or both?
I'll relay the message or question.
I don't really never really questioned it that much. This sort of seemed like a fun thing to do. But Silas is always talking about civilization encroaching on nature and it's a blight on society. And we need to go back to zero. And APEP's gonna help cleanse the world and kind of be a reboot, a restart. Who doesn't like a good redemption story or a new,
Who's gonna help cleanse the world?
And he was going to ruffle up his shirt and point back at the tattoo that he showed before.
APEP, huge snake-like god, eater of worlds, chaos, and yeah.
And he communicates with this god?
Oh, I don't know about that. God, that'd be cool, wouldn't it? I didn't think that guy could be cooler, but that'd be pretty cool.
Separately, so that Casper can't hear me. Do we really think we trust him? Going back to him? He's fine with just upending the world.
He's also fine with just giving up all this information about Silas. So how do we know he wouldn't do the same about us?
Mm-hmm.
You said he said Silas was cool. In what way did he find Silas cool?
I'll ask him.
What way is Silas cool? I mean, he's got style. You've met him. He kind of has like a sort of a charismatic magnetism. I mean, that's pretty common where I'm from, but ooh, baby, he's got it in spades. Where I'm from, the Langbo forest, as I said, he's pretty popular among the wood nymphs. I mean, I don't mean to gossip. I just mean the trees whisper is all I'm saying. And yeah, you know, I mean, I mean, I have tea with rabbits. Okay, I don't have many friends. So when I hear someone like that take an interest in a little guy like me, no pun intended. I mean, is persuasive. He's not wrong. I mean, you see, you look around and you know, I've been here an hour? Well, more now. We went to sleep. Wow, 8 hours? I'm not sure. It kind of sucks here. I mean, well, you know, where's all the trees at? I mean, there's trees, but there's not enough. You know, and the way I'm hearing about the rabbits don't even drink tea. I mean, they talk, right? They talk.
And they say the same thing.
Huh?
When the rabbits talk, they say that too.
No, I mean, do the rabbits talk here?
Oh, I mean, they don't, right?
There's
I
some
mean,
who
it's a
can talk
fantasy
to
world.
animals, but the animals do not strictly talk of their own accord.
What the fuck? Oh man, I need to get home.
Depends on if you're able to talk to animals.
That's true.
Oh, so it's a class thing. Perfect. See, this is what I'm talking about. This is Silas's point. Okay.
Yeah, that's what that meant.
Getting the information relayed back. So Silas doesn't like deserts. Interesting.
To be fair, I'm not
Just the
particularly
telephone.
partial either.
Yeah.
Are there, in our world, are there areas that are more wooded and, you know, is it diverse like that? Or
even wild magic-y.
What?
I said, or even wild magic-y as well. Are there spots of that kind of chaotic wild magic?
Not on this side of the
Sure.
of the continent, at least. Who knows? Like where you've traveled already, it was getting pretty weird, strange, but not to the degree that this person seems to be talking about.
Mm-hmm. But wooded areas, or is Elloria
Yeah, I mean,
like strictly a
there's
desert?
forest.
Okay.
No. There's tons of. You've been going through forest
Sure,
and stuff,
that's
like where the
true.
grungs were.
right? Okay.
Yeah, that's like a decent forest there.
That's right. Okay. Well, there you go.
But the energy you're getting off this guy is like the trees are small, they're not as many. It's just
It gets super bright here.
you know, just different things like that.
Hmm.
You can see that people are like the other car that came has now clamped on to that train. People are starting to move, get things back in order onto the train to transport. It will still seems like it will take a while. It's not like you need to get the fuck on there right now because it's leaving, but they are like getting things going while you're doing this little interrogation.
Yeah, are the people gonna be inside of the train while it's being carried, or?
Not in the. Well, I guess you don't really know.
Yes.
Yeah. But you see people loading into the trains behind the clamp train, the clamp car, I'll call it. Car that is clamped, the one that was sundered, they are not entering into that train. They seem to be entering into the cars behind.
Cool. Yeah. I gotta be honest. I don't think. I know you're worried about me like blabbing to Silas, but honestly, I don't. What the heck would I tell him? I don't think he's gonna care about any of this, honestly. Oh, guess what? They ate some stew the other night. You know, I don't know.
Well, we don't know what will happen between now and when you get back.
Well, that's true. I guess. I don't know what you're planning. Honestly, I don't really care at this point. And, you can always get rid of me before you do anything crazy, right? Don't kill me. I mean, like, you know, banish me before you do anything crazy, right?
Well, we have to be able to.
Right. Well, oh boy.
Do you know what Silas is planning next?
No. Well, I know that this job was. He wanted to get the train because they can't get through the doors proper. There's something in the doors that he needs so he can get on to the next thing. So that's
The doors? What doors?
Huh? Oh, in the some city that this train's going to. I don't know.
Getting into the palace on a no break transit.
Right.
Like whatever he wanted was inside the palace. This was, strangely enough, the easiest way to make it in.
I mean, I'm getting the idea that maybe we weren't all privy to what was actually going on. It really didn't seem like he intended to bring us along. Now that I'm sitting here on my ass with a bunch of y'all, you know. So
Yeah, see, what you need to understand is that Silas simply used you as a tool
well, I mean,
towards an end.
you know, we all gotta suffer for the cause, right?
As time passes and we're sitting here quietly, waiting for the train to start moving along and whatnot, Tower will begin asking folks to ask this person questions, kind of break the silence a little bit. Starting with, like, what kinds of things has he seen Silas do, or items that he's seen Silas use? Just the coolest, perhaps most dangerous things that Silas might be carrying on them, or abilities that we might not have seen.
Coolest
Yeah,
thing.
what kind of
I've
badassery you seen
him
out of Silas?
do. Well,
Right.
I mean, the coins are pretty cool. I think, anyways. I don't know very many, but I mean, I know he doesn't make them or anything. He always has them. He gets them from the cabin. What else? I mean, he came back. I mean, you saw it clearly. That gun was pretty cool. But it was from here, not there, so that's been pretty sweet. Other than that, he had a few other items. I just saw. I don't know what for, but some kind of bar-like rod device and some kind of pair of glasses, like pointy-ended. I don't know.
Fair enough. And Tower will pull out a piece of parchment and something to write with, or ask Aranoa for some, and write the names. Oh shit, he's not going to understand that, is he? Maybe. Write the names Gretfell. That's not, where is it? Gretfell Bog, and what was the name of his place? He told us.
Longbow Forest.
Yes, I'll write those names on a piece of parchment and ask, like, in relation to each other, how would you map that out? And is there anything else interesting geographically from where you're from? I'm just very curious. You see, I'm a wanderer, and I've wandered this plane for many years, and I've never heard of places like you're describing. I would love to hear more about it, and perhaps even more specific names and descriptions of locations.
Well, like I said, Langbo Forest is probably like
700 bunny hops, I believe. I heard
700 bunny hops. So it's about it depends on your map scale. I don't know.
I'm great at maps. Just tell me everything you know about geographically about the area, and I will mark everything down that you will tell me.
Yeah. How do I do that? 700 bunny hops. Well, it's like 20 Fangle feet long.
Sure. We'll call that. Yeah. Well, let's go with Fangle feet as our measure, and like he'll get into the mapping of it. Like Fangle feet will be like the measurements that they're going by, and just like in relation to each other, he'll twist the map and try to add as
Fangle. Fangle is about 43 noodle noses tall, but the feet are only about 23 noodle noses long, but they're 8 noodle noses wide.
Noah, tell him we don't need to hear anything about like the different measurement things. We'll choose one measurement. Let's go with the Fangle feet, and we'll just focus on Fangle feet.
Well, but you've never seen a Fangle foot, to know the scale.
I ask him if he can display how much is a bunny hop or a Fangle foot. Like, can he draw from one spot to another if I give him a pencil?
Are you telling me bunnies don't hop in this world? This world sucks.
It depends on the size of the bunny.
Here.
No, they hop. It just depends on the size of the bunny. I don't know how big the bunnies are from where you're at.
That's fair. They kind of have a range.
Well, that doesn't seem like a very good measuring tool. Can you?
Well, I didn't make it up.
Insight check. Did he make it up?
Sure, making it sound.
No, I'm not in the conversation. That's not real.
Okay. Because, like I said, my tea date, he's about Well, he's bigger than me, but most people are. But he's smaller than you. Bumpo is bigger than you guys, which is pretty wild.
So the bunny hop that you are familiar with and measure things by, can you please mark that like on the ground for us?
Oh shoot!
I'll give you a pencil. Here you go.
You give him a pencil, which will now come into existence into this world.
Whatever my writing tool is, you know.
He's going to He's going to take your pencil and like stand on the ground per your instructions, and like use the tip of the pencil to like make an X in the ground. And he'll start walking, and not exactly in a straight line, but eventually do about 20 paces of his foot and stop, and then attempt to make another X in the ground.
A bunny hops that far?
I think.
Wow. Those must be some big bunnies. Or really springy bunnies.
About average, to me, as far as I'm concerned.
Remember that he is like as tall as a soda can.
Oh, so 20 of his paces is what, like 2 feet? 3 feet?
You know, I believe we're getting really bogged down into specifics with this. Perhaps we
Seems
should
to be
just
the
focus-
only way we can get an answer.
Perhaps we should just focus on proper names of places that he remembers and descriptions, memories he has of the area, of both where he is from and where the cabin is located.
I gotta be honest with how this goes, because we can run around in circles all day. It's just not going to make much sense. It's his directions and his descriptions are somewhat alien in nature, because as someone that is like super familiar with how a map works and how you make a map, it's like it's not making logical sense.
You
And the way that he's like
this rock up ahead. You mean a right? No, 3 lefts.
Right.
Yeah,
It doesn't work if you go right.
and it's worse than that. It's like, yeah, Pat.
Well, his
take 2
perspective
steps,
is also like grounded, like you
Like,
know, right?
walk, walk 4 steps and feel despair, and then back up 3 steps and go to the left, and you'll see a smiling cat. You know, it's just weird bullshit, and you're like, what the fuck? But through him explaining it, you get the sense that he's not trying to waste your time and he's not lying to you. It's just off.
Perfect. Like, that's totally like roleplay wise.
Yeah,
Makes total sense.
yeah. And like through that, you're just like, okay, yeah. I don't know what to say. I don't know how to explain that more. But just like you get this real sense that wherever he comes from, it ain't like here.
Right. Yeah, exactly. And that's what the characters, I think, need to find out from the conversation is yeah, totally.
Hang a left.
It seems like
sense of existential dread.
Yeah,
If you
it
feel
seems like
bliss,
there's
you've gone too far.
yeah. It seems like there's a lot more feeling involved for sure.
That is
Emotional state
interesting.
comes up often. It seems like things can be like super short or super long. It doesn't feel like there's consistency.
Oh, that is a good point. Say, I don't know, if you have like units of measurement of time and if you've noticed it being different here. Do you know what I mean?
I don't know. Feels the same to me.
Wasn't that a thing we discovered?
Yeah, but I'm not sure if it's a consistent thing.
Right.
He'll find out when he goes
Okay,
back.
just-
What it would end up being, I feel like.
So you have a sun like this that rises and sets, or
Not really. It's way bright here.
how do you know what time of the day it is?
I don't. You kind of just do what you want to do when you want to do it. Really.
Mm-hmm. It's just another feeling.
Yeah. You're tired. You go to sleep. You hungry. You eat. You want
Bro,
to spy on naked naiads? Then you do it.
But Traw, he mentioned having a specific key date lined up.
Oh, yeah.
What?
Well, your tea that you said you were gonna miss. How
Oh,
do you
sure.
know when that is?
Oh, you get thirsty for tea.
But you prearranged that with the rabbit?
Well, sure. How else you gonna have tea with somebody?
Fair enough.
So
Yeah, I
there's
think
no
this-
numbering system for that you say we meet at this here time and place. Yeah, that does not make sense to you.
I mean, usually it's going to wind up being like 2 whistles past the tickle, but
All right.
I feel like we're running in circles we don't even know exist right now.
Yeah.
I feel like we've learned a lot from the conversation.
We've learned a
Cool.
lot for having learned very little.
Could you explain to him that the kind of information that we've just asked him is exactly the kind of information we would want to prevent him telling Silas about our world, whether he understands or not how useful it is?
What? I mean, he's a pretty cool guy, and he kind of knows how things go here. I mean, he does spend quite a bit of time here. He's kind of like our, other side guru, if you will.
And what's his fascination with us? Do you know?
I don't really know what you mean.
I
So
would
far, it
assume that
seems
he's
like you're
trying
as infatuated with him and not the other way around. But
Catherine is not aware that Silas has attacked us several times.
Perhaps not. Yeah, he's been after us everywhere.
well, I mean, I think you got something he wanted to have and needed for something else, and he's just been
Not so much us.
trying to get it back. Yeah.
Hmm.
But I don't really know. I mean, I know you've done some things that, like I said, not too happy about. Like he did not like that you were at the cabin. That's for sure. And then that kind of boosted this whole situation. But other than that, I don't even know. Well, I think I know some of your names now, but I didn't really, know you before. So
Ooh, I have a good question. Do you know anything about the tooth thing where he leaves
the tooth
notes
thing?
in the dental record?
What?
He's left messages in teeth before. You know anything about that?
No. In a tooth?
In a tooth.
Oh my God!
Several
How?
teeth that I can neither confirm nor deny might be his.
Tell me everything. How does it work? What is it? What does it do? How do you get the message?
Yeah, those are all questions for you. We are just equally in the dark.
Oh my court! This guy gets cooler every day.
I was afraid of that.
Whew. I mean, I've heard about messages and noses, but messages from teeth? Insane. The teeth? That's people use that for money. Okay, that's crazy.
Tooth currency. That's interesting.
Yeah. I gotta.
You just say
brother-in-law,
tooth
sister.
currency.
Mhm.
No,
Sure.
I'm sorry. I was just Flint said it.
Yeah. My brother-in-law's sister deals almost exclusively. It's nothing weird. She just likes the feel of children's teeth.
Respect.
And apparently others do too, if it's a whole currency.
But I mean, they pay her the teeth.
It is interesting that he uses teeth as a currency.
I don't. Jesus. My brother-in-law's sister uses teeth as a too.
I don't know what Catherine is saying right now, but
Oh, sorry.
I guess I'm speaking out loud in comments, so he would know what I am saying. So
Yeah.
that's fine for him to respond. Where was I going with this? And he also uses the coins, our currency, as a source of magical power as well. I don't know if that's something.
Oh, those
As
coins
it-
aren't your. If I'm hearing him correctly, my metal speak isn't so great. Those coins aren't. Those coins are from my place. Those are minted for us.
Right, but what I mean is both are forms of currency. Once the message is relayed back to me.
Look, truth be told, the teeth currency is pretty niche. Like I said, those my brother-in-law's sister and a few other people. They're kind of that's their thing. Okay, but the other coins, they don't usually do that sort of thing. But those coins get used by pretty much all the big wigs of that.
Those coins are specifically used for that kind of magic then.
Yep. No.
No. From what I've gathered
yeah.
from what you told me, Flint, it seemed like it those coins are their currency. If we were to get a hand on a good amount of those coins, and we're in their realm, we could pass those off as currency normally. But also, some of them have been enchanted.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, it just depends. Everybody kind of deals their own thing, and what does currency even mean? Like, I'm sure you guys got plenty over here. Like, gold is boring, right? It just depends. You got to find the right person. Sometimes they like gold, sometimes they like teeth, sometimes they like other stuff. Who knows?
One person's trash is another person's treasure, and truly, value is relative.
I once heard of a guy that did a favor for just the taste of sadness. I mean, whatever. It's not my cup of tea, but. Are we gonna get on this train that's loading up? I'm scared we're gonna. Or are we on it?
I think we are on it.
Okay.
Yeah, I assumed
Sorry.
we've been on it the whole time.
My perspective shifted. I'm deep in a pocket, you know.
Oh, it's weird to have a conversation with you from the. You could probably stand outside.
No, I'm not like. I'm just halfway in. So,
oh, okay.
You know, I'm getting half. You know, one eye's blocked by a coat, the other eye's seeing you. It's a weird thing. It's almost like I can see through the coat, but really, it's just a weird perspective thing. You know, it's new. The pocket's new for me. Not used to it. Great. We're on a train. Cool.
Right about then, you'll see one of the guards that you're familiar with kind of walk up to you in the middle of this mind conversation, just like, well, we're about ready to head off, and it is going to be a little bit slower as the initial train's been compromised, and even with the clamp, they can't go full maximum speed. But we're about to get going, and as long as you folks are ready.
Yes, I believe we are. Let's all hop aboard, and we should.
Well, I'm assuming you guys are.
Yeah.
Like the train has
the damn thing we're missing.
Yep.
Okay. Shouldn't be too much longer. Day and a half now, maybe day and 3/4.
We will be sure to continue our lookout for any future danger, and hopefully that won't overpower us as well.
Worst should be over. Don't usually have too much trouble around these parts, but one can never tell. Anyways, I'm going to go back to the back. Just thought I'd update you guys. You're sitting here in silence, so didn't want to disturb.
We have been through some shit.
Okay, that's all from me.
Thank you very much.
And he'll just tip his hat and walk away.
Lou, I'm going to eat your whole face.
And in a few minutes, you do feel the train kind of lurch for a moment, and yeah, it's slower, definitely slower. How I would describe it, it's moving a little bit faster than a normal train in our world at this point. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Well, I guess we got time. Y'all like cards?
Double checking my skill proficiencies.
I'm just kidding. I don't. I heard someone say that the other night, and I don't even know what those are. Cool.
I think they'd be hard for you to hold.
We could probably think of a game to play with this the small thing.
Wow.
Well, so, yeah, the train will move on. You can keep talking to this person if you want. You can stop talking to them if you want. What you want.
I'm trying to figure out what else I would ask or want to know about at this point. Not coming up with what?
Do you know what Silas really needs inside the doors of the palace?
Nope. I guess, is it the palace? I don't. Maybe it's the palace.
What's the building?
Are you asking? Who are you asking?
The group, I guess.
Oh.
Or weren't
it's
we
been a
just
while,
talking
so
about
I
it?
will remind that this train is special, and it does go straight to a vault in Elloria.
A vault.
Correct.
Mhm.
And upon its destruction or tampering, it auto pilots with reckless abandon to a lockdown of that vault as kind of a failsafe. But the train was very much sundered, and only the head of the train has gone that way. So in theory, you know, someone like Silas taking this train part and riding it to the vault would get enclosed in and have like a shitload of people probably waiting to handle them. Is one thing that you'd know based on how all that works. But
it's also the location where whatever thing that Silas is looking for is very likely, and Silas has good escape mechanisms.
Mm-hmm.
That all is true.
So, yeah, whatever's happened at this point is very likely has happened or is happening in the next few hours, depending on how quickly it still had a day left to get there. And that was like a day or so ago, a little less than a day ago.
Yeah, time has been lost.
So, yeah, it's about to go down, it feels like, and I feel like we have no way of catching up. So we'll see what happens in the next few hours. If anything we notice.
So you don't know what he was after then?
No. Way above my pay grade.
We know what's in the vault.
Roll a memory check. I don't. It can be history. It can be just straight intelligence.
Yeah, it's fine.
I mean, it's not like a heavily guarded secret exactly. I mean, it's like the vault in particular that we're talking about has like the kingdoms and the monarchies like wealth, and there's all kinds of stuff. Like it can be anywhere from just regular gold to like items of legend that are just locked away in a vault.
And knowing Silas, he could be after just a very specific single item.
That's a fair thought.
He's done that before.
Mm-hmm.
But he also could just be after a great amount of wealth, but that doesn't really seem like what he's going for.
Or he could be going there specifically because the monarchy is there.
Sure. I mean, yeah, that's the other option. Rather than
there would be literally no way to stop him from getting into the castle in general through this method.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, could be an assassination thing.
I believe I have told you that, because we haven't been in a while, when you hold up the so large and look through it, you see a red light in the direction of Elloria, because that is northeast.
That's a piece of information that completely left my mind. That's pretty important. Yeah.
That's why I brought it up after all this time.
Yeah.
Whether that is
key item, the big key item, the thing that Silas is looking for, that big key item. Yeah, shit. Yeah.
Whether that red light has any connection to what we're talking about with Silas,
sure,
may or may not be the case. But I want to point out again that there is at least another thing in that's, for lack of a better term, and almost literally in some cases, pulling you that direction.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Well, okay.
And I don't think that your characters would have forgotten that fact. I think that's just something that players not meeting up for a few weeks would forget.
The so large is, in fact, still in our possession, correct?
Yeah, you already checked that. It's in the special backpack that was crafted. Right? That did get crafted.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Very important backpack.
Yeah, it is in that.
I'm just asking the group at large, does anybody know the cost of this scroll that we're going to be looking for? I assume we're going to a large city and we may be able to find a magic shop there that might have one available, but
I will just say this as well. You're going to the I would say it is the largest / oldest city in the known world in the known continent of Olendale, or the kingdom of Olendale. That is where you are. Yeah, I feel like I should go back over that because I almost forget sometimes. Elloria is the entire Earth-like world. Like where the tower comes from, where everybody comes from, that's Elloria. Then we have the kingdom of Olendale, which is where King Eris kind of controls. That is separate from where Tower originally comes from, right?
Right.
And then Elloria is the capital city of Olendale. So far, everything we're doing takes place in Olendale.
Mm-hmm. And we are diving right into the heart of the setting as we speak, essentially. The civilization of the setting, anyway.
Yes, you are. Yeah, you are at the focal point of civilization starts here. Yes, you are traveling all the way to the tip top of the northeast to this huge coastal city. Yeah, where the end of the line, if you will, quite literally. The train line starts in Elloria, and it has expanded its way toward Mayfield, toward the unknown.
Mm-hmm. It's also like the heart of what exactly Silas has been rallying against, in addition to all of that.
Indeed.
So that's all important.
Yeah, I guess I can recap some of that. Yeah, for what it's worth, he does seem to have some sort of ancestral connection, at least in his own mind, to the elven people, and does view society at large, or at least the society that we are dealing with here, as the enemy.
He's the dagger right in the heart of it, or hours from the heart of it. Do we have any way of getting a message? No, they would already know. Like the train locked down.
But do they know anything about him? Could we get a message to anyone and pass along information about him specifically?
I don't fuck with magic.
Based on the established beginnings of this campaign, I don't think even the two people that I think have the biggest shot at having a broad connection. Oh, that's not true. Well, because even with Aranoa, I feel like you have guild connections, but not necessarily like specific. You don't have specific individuals everywhere, right? It's just
no.
That one
I don't
person.
I don't think Aranoa would have gotten this far.
Right. Well, we purposely kept this group kind of local.
Mm-hmm.
And so even like the bounty hunter who has a little bit of wider reach, or the sheriff, I just don't feel like it's that wide, right?
Right.
You're a fish out of
Agreed.
water in the big city.
Yes.
So I don't think anybody knows anyone there aside from the king, which is not like I know the king. It's like that's where the king is. You know what I'm saying? So,
what city are we going to right now? Are we going to Elloria?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, and that's where the vault is also.
Correct.
Okay.
Yes. But we are maybe a day after Silas.
Yeah.
Or more at this
A
point.
little more.
Yeah.
Based on how slow the train has to travel.
Yeah, we'd need some kind of magic to make it happen, and somebody who knows people.
What about like a floating wagon?
Maybe.
Is someone tracking that, by the way, or am I meant to be tracking every phone
Oh gosh.
that goes by?
No, I thought we said it was going to be ready when we got back, essentially.
Did we say that?
I think so.
Because that sounds like a good idea. I just hate to contradict any video that we have.
Ah, man. We'd have to really scrub through and figure out exactly. Yeah.
I know. That sounds pretty good to me.
Yeah.
Because I'd rather you guys have it sooner than later, but we also want it to be fair of how long it takes to build something.
Yeah.
Who knows? If it is a contradiction, I have a backup.
Fair enough.
Their
The
production.
the bridge will be built in roughly the time it takes you to beat Garland.
Hey, they quoted you a time, but they hit strides in their work and
Sure.
freed up time, and were able to complete it faster. That's all that means.
They're professionals, and I love it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I have a question.
Of course.
How far is the eye able to see if it's an unobstructed horizon? Which I guess also my other part of this question is, how obstructed is the horizon in the direction of Valentia? Are there mountains?
It's not a straight shot. There's other things that like you can't see Alentia from where you are right now. Like, you know what I mean? You were up where this all took.
Could I see the sky
happened.
above Alentia?
I mean, I can see this.
Yeah.
The answer is yes, because we can see the beacon. Like if we can see the beacon, we can see the sky above the where the beacon's at.
The beacon? Oh, well, no, that's not what I mean when I say that you see a red light. So let me clarify that.
Ooh,
When you hold up a yay big and you look through it, like if you were inside a closet, you'd still see the light. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a red dot. It's almost like a red dot it's almost like a red dot on a screen. There's no screen.
Yeah,
it's just appearing within the space of the ring, of the inner donut.
Interesting.
That's what I meant. So whenever you're like looking around in it, it's like nothing, ding. Oh, through that wall. It's almost like in Minecraft, like when you have the eye.
Mm-hmm.
It's not so different from that in the way that it's working. Like you don't necessarily know exactly where that thing is, but it's definitely that way. But you've traveled so far now, and it's kind of just sort of lining up a a little too perfect that you can basically, you're like, maybe it's there. It's probably there.
Okay, then forget what I said about the beacon thing.
Yeah. Can you see the sky above Elloria? That is a question that I, as a person, don't know if I fully know how to answer appropriately, because, like, can I see the sky above where you guys live from where I live? Yes? No? Do you just mean, like, is there anything obstructing your view currently?
I asked
you
for
are-
skywrite purposes.
Oh, like, I don't think so.
Yeah.
I feel like if I did skywriting from where I live right now, you would not see the sky right, and that's closer
It's
than
just-
what we're talking about, right?
Yeah, it says it's you can cause 10 words to form in part of the sky you can see. So
Yeah, I feel like that's a little more a little more direct. Like if you were in the city and trying to give a message to someone in the city, absolutely. If you're like, you know, a little bit outside of that city, then people in the city might be able to see it. But the
Are
further
we going to
you
be
go,
passing any towns on the way in?
are you going to be passing any towns on the way in? I believe so.
Because using that spell, that skywrite spell that you can do, Aranoa, over any towns that we pass on the way in, just saying, please get a message.
yeah,
Danger is
message
coming."
Valentia.
Yeah.
And what would
Danger-
we want to tell them about Silas to prepare
Dan-
for?
While you work this out, I'm going to go
Yeah.
grab my notebook so that I can grab some
Right,
information from it.
Message Valentia. Danger coming to Palace? The vault of the palace? Like, we only have 10 words.
But they know that the train is on the way, right? It's about information that would be helpful against Silas specifically.
Possible assassin. That's,
Fair enough, yeah.
we don't have a lot of words. If anybody has a better
Likely
thought
seeking
about that.
artifact.
Sure. So, message Valentia, urgent maybe might be a good word to include. Possible assassin to palace. Do we have 3 more
Two
words? Seeking.
Oh, sorry, 3 more.
Yeah, possibly seeking or likely seeking artifact.
Vault.
What did you say, Brian?
Hmm?
You said likely seeking.
Yeah, likely seeking artifact.
Sure. Yeah, I think that's fair. It's a possible assassin. He might be looking to steal something. It's an urgent message that needs to get to Valentia. It's our best shot of getting any word out, possibly. Maybe a mage will see it,
Mm-hmm.
or an official, or whatever.
Okay, I'm typing it into the chat. Message Valentia urgently. Possible assassin seeking artifact.
I'm back.
Yeah, is that 10 words?
7.
Hmm.
It's the palace or it's the vault?
It's the vault of the palace, right?
So
I'm not sure
message
anymore.
Olentian palace.
I'm sorry. Was that a question for me to clarify?
Sure. Yeah. Is it the vault of the
For
palace?
any who knows.
I guess that is how that works. Yeah.
I got 2 more. Message Olentian palace urgently. Possible assassin seeking artifact in vault on train.
Within minutes. I don't know. Like, just it needs to happen very, very quickly,
Mm-hmm.
or within hours, rather. I don't know.
I feel like the urgently already speaks to the time sensitivity.
Fair.
Maybe the
Do they
train. thing.
know if this train is coming? Did we establish that or no?
I don't think we ever did.
Is there not some kind of cue on their end that something happened and it's coming there? Would we know that?
Can we ask the guards that are normally on this train?
Oh yeah. I think I explained a little bit before. Yeah. The alarms went off immediately. Like, and it's all kind of connected.
And it's alarmed on their end too, I assume.
They
Yes.
absolutely know that may not know specifically what happened, but they are aware that. I mean, someone came and rescued you, right? Like they know
Mhm.
something happened.
So on inbound locked train, some way of convert,
Mm-hmm.
like that. Specifically, that inbound train that is the danger.
So I'm gonna cut out possible from assassin.
Fair enough.
He's killed plenty of people.
Yeah.
That's fair.
I mean,
No,
he
that's,
did
that's
kill
true.
people on the train.
Yeah,
So.
like
Damn, so
wild.
I can't cut to a scene that doesn't involve you where someone's like, "Excuse me, sir, are you an assassin?" And then just like a smoking corpse falls to the ground.
Right.
So here's the final message: Alentian Palace urgently. Assassin seeking artifact on incoming train.
Cause up to 10 words to form in a part of the sky you can see. Okay.
So we'll wait. I'll wait to cast that until we are passing through the nearest town.
Yep, and I want to roll, see what the weather's like. No, I
And
don't. I want you guys to roll to see what the weather's like. That is so much more fun.
Not it.
Determine your climate.
Shouldn't it be
What
Monday?
are we rolling?
1 second, I need to find my weather page that I have marked.
And yeah, I would recommend repeating this as often as possible if we pass any pockets of civilization on the way in.
I can do it 2 times.
Well, there you
There
go.
are a lot of smaller towns that it will become more dense as you get closer, and then kind of break off into right before, I would say, it gets a lot emptier, but farmland, small farms, and then Valentia proper. Where is that? Where is it? Random C urban.
For what it's worth, I think this is a brilliant Hail Mary.
Here we go. Yeah,
Mhm.
absolutely. So I need someone to roll. I need 3 d20 rolls. I need 1 for temperature, 1 for wind, and 1 for precipitation.
I call wind.
Okay.
I said not it, so.
I'll do precipitation.
Then that means I need 1 from. Oh, these are your rolls already. Okay.
Yeah.
And I'll need 1 from Shra. So 11. It's normal for the season that we're in, which means it's probably around. This world, I would say, is a little more warm than what we might be used to, at least around where we live, because of the setting, the obvious setting.
More equatorial.
Mm-hmm. But it is about normal. It's not crazy. That was a 3 on the wind scale. There's no wind,
Woo!
which is making
Hell
it
yeah.
a little uncomfortable because there's no cross breeze happening. Aside from, there is inside the train, but like you imagine outside, it's not the most comfortable day. And that is an 11. No, that is a 4. It's not raining. So it is kind of just a warmer, sunny day. No, not really any cloud cover.
Perfect.
It seems like the gods have aligned. And I thought about making you do a dexterity check, try and skywrite. That's not really how this is working in my mind. But go ahead and tell me how you cast, what it's like when you cast skywrite out the window of a train. Ooh, that you can see. That's tricky. I already said that they have a false outside from the inside of the train.
I mean, we're missing
It's
like
been
whole
broken
tail
in
ends of the
places.
train, aren't we?
Yeah.
I know. Sure. It can be
Paul
done.
says, stepping away for a few secs.
Lucky you.
But what is it like when Aranoa casts skywrite? That's all I'm asking.
Aranoa pulls out her Tinker's tools and let's see. Pulls out her Tinker's tools and what else is required for this thing? Oh, that's it. And kind of makes like a little makes a little swirly motion in the air with like a socket wrench, and then starts to spell out the actual message while looking up at the sky.
And you
Using
start to
that.
see the clouds, kind of what little clouds there are, like the what are they called? The thin wispies, like the why am I thinking like specter? I don't know, but just those little thin wispy clouds that kind of coat the nice days. You watch them sort of like suck to the focal point of what you're doing and start forming into your own handwriting and just tracing each letter as you cast. And finally, you can see your whole message above this little thorpe of a town that you have no idea the name of. And before you get the chance to really admire your work, it's already well behind you with the way that this train is moving. I also forgot this train even though it's clamped down, really doesn't have any power running through it, so you can totally see through the windows.
Fair enough. So do you want to use your second one on the very next town, or do you want to wait to a more densely
Maybe
packed
a little
area?
more densely packed place, because I can hold this concentration for an hour anyway. So, well, I don't know how long it would be till the next little town, but
There's a bunch, but for the sake of sanity, I don't want to pass each town on this day and a half trip. I'll just say, with the way this casting's working, you probably have the opportunity to cast it up to 5 times. The 5th time is probably not as big of a population as what you've seen before.
right. But I only have one more spell slot left that I can use it with.
Well, there you go. I'm just saying,
So,
there's
I'm
an
gonna wait
opportunity to cast 5 more times. You know what I mean?
I'm gonna wait
that.
till a little bit later. I want to leave up the first one for at least 20 minutes. I have no clue of the distance between these places. So
I'm just gonna say that one is going to end before you get to the end of the line of what you want to hit. So
yeah. Oh, okay.
And it'll probably end before you get even to the next town that you could cast at.
Then, if that's the case, then I would just cast it again at the next town, I think, because time is sensitive at this point.
Okay.
If everyone cool with that.
Whatever you think is best. Yeah, I don't know what is the best way of going about it. So, yes.
And it's certainly easy enough to do that an hour later without issue. You see it go up right again.
Eleanor, you are brilliant. And
from it.
It is very possible that you have saved the day. We will only know when we know.
Mm-hmm.
I wish we could send more information.
About 30 minutes after that second skywrite, Flint, you hear in your mind, "Oh, hey, boss, is this you? Is this working? Oh, yeah, you walked away. You back yet?"
Is that the entire message?
No. There, it was just you get that portion of it before I said, "Oh, yeah, you walked away. I assume you're back."
All right, that's all I'm getting from that.
Yeah, that is all you're getting from it currently.
Let's see, that's 25 words on message, right? Or sending.
That is how sending works. Yeah. Hello? Well, tell me you can hear me.
I can hear you. I'm
Good,
holding up fingers for myself right now.
Excellent. I hired a mage. He's forming some kind of connection. I don't know. We're just plumb out of ideas. What you want me to do with this guy in our jail cell? It's been quite a while now, and I'm running out of excuses.
Oh, so this is
This is your crony.
right. But this is more than just
Oh yeah, it's live.
Shit. This is not the thing I expected to be thinking about right now. Has justice not done something about this yet?
I mean, I'm not sure what we can do. There ain't much, we can hold him. Well, we don't got much proof on him, and he's been here.
Beyond the circumstantial evidence, the self-proclaimed confession, is there a check I can make at this point about what proper procedure should be happening regarding this guy?
Especially out in these backwoods. I mean, it's kind of under your purview, man. No one's going to stop you if you decided that he was guilty and needed to be dealt with the old-fashioned way. But that's up for you to decide. You're on the edge of society there. You are literally 30 minutes to an hour from no laws in the town of Mayfield. I mean, we can keep holding them. I just thought I'd remind you he's still here, and justice does have her hands full with the town's been a lot more popular with the attraction. I can heat up some more beans, but
it's really starting to click with Flint right now that our little town is getting a lot bigger at this point. Shit.
Yeah, and to clarify, to your knowledge, it's not necessarily getting I don't think we would know yet if more houses are being built or people are settling there, but it's certainly getting more traffic, a lot more traffic, and with more traffic comes more problems. Hello?
I'm thinking.
Okay, I understand. Sorry. I also got a stack of mail here with your name on it, or at least 1 or 2 letters. You want me to forward that somewhere?
Hell. So you guys know exactly where we're going back to again? Yeah, where we being dragged back to?
You guys are being taken to Elloria right now. The train is completing its journey.
Is there another train on the line that might end up going from home out to here in between that time?
Another train. There's these tracks are 2-laned, if you will. There's usually able to travel like that. Eventually, another train will go that direction, sure. But there are certainly other means of travel / delivery.
Make
both
him read them
magical
to
and
you.
non-magical. That's a possibility. That is one way to do it. But there are people can magically transport things. People can put them on a coach and have it like a lot of mail. Like there's the Wells Fargo wagon, if you will, that was coming to
Right.
Mayfield. That's how it was done. It was done by coach, not by train, obviously. So there's just someone on horseback can fucking ride it out there. There's different ways.
All right. What was the name of the city we're getting pulled to again?
Alentia.
Yeah, just have it forwarded to Atlantia. Let them hold it at the office. I'll pick it up there.
Okay, Roger that. And the guy on the sail?
Tell him to swear that he will not hurt another person or swindle anybody out of any coin.
Okay, and then I just leave him there?
If he swears to turn over a new leaf, let him out.
Okay, well, thanks, boss. I hope you're having fun or whatever, and I hope you come back soon. We sure do miss you here. Whew. All right, I'll go ahead and go now. Hey, Carl! It stops. Carl was, in fact, the guy's name itself.
Detracting from my duties, and I think we need to get more officials down back home.
I mean, Justice is competent, but I feel like the other two got established, like the Apple Dumpling Gang, and, they need a little more guidance sometimes.
She got a lot of work ahead of her.
That all being said, is there anything anyone wants to do in the free time they seem to have on this train? There are personal projects that I'm sure could be attended to. There is more investigation. There's all, I don't know. You tell me. There's a lot of things you could do.
We should check in on Ursula and the treasure that we're supposed to be guarding.
Yeah,
Treasure seems good. Treasure seems good.
I think I'm going to throw some hours towards animal handling.
Sure. Because I was going to say Ursula does seem agitated with everything that's been going down.
That's right. I'm working on animal handling training too. Can I go and try to calm her and provide her some comfort so that she can calm down?
Well, of course you can. And this...
Did it go through?
Yeah.
I might have clicked it twice now.
Oh yeah, I see.
All right.
Okay, cool. You can certainly add some hours to your learning. That's what we're doing, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Should I make a check as well?
Sure, by all means.
Oh, damn.
Absolutely.
Voice.
So,
And how many hours?
well, at this stage, I'd say there's a good amount left on this journey. It's probably somewhere in the ballpark of like 29 hours to travel.
Oh, wow.
And obviously you can't do all of that because you have to eat, sleep, and you might have other things you want to do. But, you can allocate X amount of hours if you wish. How much time of this journey do you want to spend specifically learning to wrangle a creature like Ursula? That's the question.
Well, if we've got about a day and a half, I'm going to throw a proper 10 at this.
Same.
Alrighty. What about the other crew during this 29 hours?
I don't know.
Yeah. Tower is gonna go ahead and get his hand. No, he already has. Pull out some cards and invite Catherine over to examine the cards and kind of explain. I guess no, because Tower can talk to Catherine and Catherine understands. But Catherine just won't be able to ask questions. Kind of a card game and what cards are and kind of how to use them. And maybe set up some kind of way of propping cards up so Catherine can see them and Tower can't to more easily accomplish card games. Because he might have some trouble holding them.
How would you do this? It's not really persuasion. I want to gauge how well you're able to teach.
Wendy?
It feels like...
Do you have
or how well you're able to explain this game to a creature that cannot respond to you.
Sure.
It has no understanding.
I would say insight, because Tower would have to read their body language to know if they're understanding or if things need to be re-explained in different ways.
I would argue
Or
a playing card
performance.
set check.
Wait, what was that, Brian?
I would argue a playing card set check.
Yeah.
I do have
maybe
proficiency in that.
disadvantage for the language barrier.
Although even with the playing card check, I would have to choose a attribute to go with it.
Okay, so I think what I'm leaning towards now is that, yeah, if you have proficiency in the card playing, you can have advantage on your. I think we'll use. You can do either insight, or you could do performance. Sure, you can choose, and you can have advantage on it.
Cool. I will go
And-
insight.
Sure.
And here we go.
Yeah, you can tell through the time that you're spending trying to explain this game. They seem to be understanding it pretty well. They're pretty intelligent, though maybe a little through what you've been getting third hand from conversations, maybe a little naive and innocent. But they certainly have intelligence and of some level, and they are definitely gaining this concept to the point where you're almost surprised at one point where they kind of get one over on you during the game. You're like, oh shit.
Right.
And you've realized they are getting this game down. Not that they've known it before, but they've just learned it well.
Yeah, totally. Interesting.
Yeah.
Good to know.
It is a little unruly for them at this size because the cards are practically as big as them. So they do have to shuffle them along between, like, you know, a book or something that's been propped up for them to kind of lean these things against out of your view. But it does take every ounce of them to kind of shift cards around. But they seem to be enjoying it. And it's a good time killer.
Cool.
And Shra, you don't necessarily have to do anything during this time, but it is an opportunity for you to do something. So
I mean,
that's why
I guess I could join in on the game stuff.
Sure.
And we while away the hours. It would be helpful to have that mental translator with Straw there over the next couple hours.
Oh, sure, because Shra can actually talk to them, but, you know, really changes nothing in the scheme of what took place here.
Right. Yeah, it was fun. It was all good.
Yeah. That being said, I think the rest of this trip, if you so choose to just let it ride, goes pretty smoothly. Nothing really seems to fuck with this train on this last leg. The only issue that comes to mind is just the impending dread of what's happening while you are here playing cards with a little sprightly person, and or playing with Ursala and trying to figure out how to best handle creatures and get them to do what you want them to do, right? This little feeling, this little ache of what's happening and the powerlessness that comes with it of, like, there's nothing I can do to stop whatever's happening. Fuck. Other than that, I would say you are going to get a long rest from this journey, at the very least, if you need it.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
gonna try that button.
Sure, try the button, see how it works.
It did nothing. No, did it? No. Okay, it got my health back, but it did not reset my key points. Interesting. No big deal.
All right, long rest button.
That feels weird. I feel like it should be doing all the long rest stuff if it's going to exist.
I agree. I think it might be hard to program
Unless
depending
you
on
can
where
go-
people.
Unless you can go in and tell it what.
Like
That-
program your long rest. Yeah.
Well, like if there's something on the character sheet, like tools page that let you, like, click things. I doubt it, but that would
Yeah, if
useful.
we're able to, like, look deep into the code for that kind of thing.
Just reset to max. Yeah.
Yeah, I just did my my HP and my spell slots, which is sufficient.
That's something.
That's something.
It's better than it was.
Yeah, totally.
It exists.
Since you can see out the window as you as Elentia finally does come into view. First of all, to your right of the train, if you look out those windows, long before you get to Elentia, you can start seeing the coast and the open sea. And it is familiar to some of you. Like, this would be the sea that Tower would have initially traveled to get to all. And in fact, yeah, you've seen this coast before. But as you can finally see Elentia in the distance from the window, of course, it is a massive, towering city. But before that, there's like a huge ravine, if you will. Is that the right word? ravine, canyon. There's a little bridge just big enough for this train track, essentially, that this train will pass over to get into Elloria. Seems to be some sort of long roadway elsewhere, but for this train's purposes, it goes across one of those long stilted tracks to get into the city. And from the base of this like walled area, you can see water just freely spilling off, sections all along where the city is coming from. Does that make any sense? And it's like spilling down
I got a
into
picture.
this big ravine.
Mm-hmm.
You got a picture from what I was saying. I thought you meant you found a picture to describe what I was saying.
No.
But your thing actually makes way more sense. Mm-hmm. It is awe-inspiring, as this city is completely crafted by the hands of mortal men and women and anyone else.
The whole spectrum of them.
If I could describe the architecture of the city, which I can, it is probably it is a different architecture than some of the things we've been encountering of the old world, right? These ziggurat or pyramid structures. This is not. This is much more of like Roman-esque / polished metals and finely worked stone and gem. Like it is like forged and crafted by people of now. And by comparison to Mayfield, it almost looks like the people of tomorrow. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what you see as you're probably a good 30 minutes left in your ride, if there's any last decisions to be made before you enter the city proper.
I don't think I have any. Yeah, I think we're ready to be at the city as far as Tower's concerned.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I just like to give you the chance of any.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
wait.
I'm trying to think of something like that. I'm gonna hate myself when I'm like, oh, but could I have done that? Yeah, because it's gonna happen. But no, I don't think so.
Yeah.
Is this maybe a good time to pause for the night, though?
Oh, certainly, if you want to do that.
You don't want to hear the news upon arrival?
Oh, I do, but I
Like
mean, or
just-
maybe we should just be looking for that point. I'm not saying necessarily this pop, but
Yeah, I think that's the point, is to see what news we might hear upon
Sure.
actually arriving. It would be my thought.
Okay. And as you keep going through into the city and the train starts slowing, you can see, buildings that kind of creep further beyond what the train height is, which is pretty tall in itself, but certainly not as tall as the surrounding bits, and people walking streets, way more people than you think you've probably seen in your entire life. Like the streets are more crowded here than in Arthavis for sure. But they all kind of blur by as you kind of come to a screeching halt into some like canopied way station with you can see the light of the sun cascading through, but it seems to be coming through plates of glass. Everything is ornate here, reaching high above where these trains are. And you see other train cars being loaded up and getting ready to move past on a different track, going back the way you've came from. And finally, doors start opening up and people start finally spilling off this train. You see a man and woman that you recognize as the lady that refused to leave her cabin before, and her husband kind of collapse to the ground on their knees outside the train and kiss the polished stone floor in front of them. As people walk around, some people that were already there that have no idea what the fuck was going on here just kind of step around them and look with the most snobbish look you've ever seen in your life of like, ew, and just keep going. And towards the back where the treasure is, I'm not sure where you guys are, but you see that there are already like people waiting at that end to unload the haul. There are large metal boxes, I don't know how else to describe them, of like iron. They look like safes. They look like a big safe that is being sustained above the ground by what looks like little arcane jet-like propulsions underneath them. Just kind of hovering back there. Behind it, you can see someone's already got the front door of it open, and the back of the train is now being opened, and they're going to start hauling treasure into this cubed device.
Is there someone to speak to like kind of conclude our business with that delivery?
Oh, absolutely. There does seem to be a guy standing there in what looks to be like pinstripe pants, some nice shoes, like a suspendered pants situation, cap, glasses, big, almost handlebar mustache. Not quite, just big mustache. Kind of overseeing what some of these workers are doing. Seems to be, if you had to guess from this distance, they look to be human.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think we approach and hello, we are Red Ravens. We are here to deliver the goods. I see that we are already loading them onto the secured transport there.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Red Ravens. Great.
Yes.
Okay, not a problem. Seems like everything is intact. I heard you had a bit of a problem.
Yes. Is there any word from the palace? Any news at all?
Well, honestly, that's not really my department, but I'm sure it's fine. Those things get locked down. I'm sure you can inquire elsewhere if that's a point of interest. But for the purposes of our business, and he's going to hand you a little like pink papyrus slip. You can go ahead and bring this to the Adventuring Guild, and they should get you settled up with the rest of the job.
Sounds great.
Welcome to Lentia.
Thank you so much. Yes, we do need to find somebody who might be purveying news, and head hurriedly away. But
okay.
I think that's news in itself, right? He's not panicked, so.
Nope, he is not panicked.
I think that says what it needs to say for now.
Mm-hmm.
Sure. As you spin around from him and this gigantic city engulfs you, essentially, in its overwhelming state, if you will. There's just hustle and bustle, and you're like, great, where do I go? You know what I'm trying to say?
Yep.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Can't say I'm looking forward to this.
Yeah, I guess we'll end it there. That's fine. That's
cool.
That's groovy. That irons in the fire, if you will.
We really do.
But I would say, yeah, it's almost unsettling that look at you, like as freaked as you are about the situation, it's like nothing happened here. The people around don't even care that this train came in the state it came in. There's that.
Good to know. Yeah.
Ding 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 ding.
Right.
Ding 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 ding. Get yourself together, Discord. Let's keep our theme music off YouTube.
Yeah, it's I hate that. That's not a thing.
It's so sad.
All right, I'm gonna stop recording. I might match it up. We'll see.